Hello, my name is Fiona Burrell. I'm the principal of the Edinburgh Newtown Cookery School, which is in Queen Street in Edinburgh. And I'm showing a few of the recipes that were found in old cookery books, which I have sort of translated and updated a little bit. So the one I'm going to do now is Scotch Broth. Scotch Broth obviously is something that is very dear to the heart of a lot of Scots. A lot of them were brought up on it, and it's still a winter staple. So it uses a lot of the sort of staple foods that were available in Scotland. This one is quite easy. We've got pearl barley here, which is just quite a small amount, but a little goes quite a long way. So this is going into a pan with 2 litres of water. So I'll just put in okay. So we're going to bring this up to the boil. So I'm putting it on quite high. I've put also in there, I had a little bit of lamb stock, because I had a piece of lamb, I'd taken the bone off, and so I just boiled it up, made some lamb stock to go in there. Doesn't have to have lamb stock. Water will be fine because it's got lamb going in, which will give it lots of flavour. But the reason why it's a little bit darker is because it has the lamb stock in. If you're getting a bit, and this is from the barley that this is coming up, so if it's a little bit dusty, you can rinse it beforehand, but you just sort of skim it if it needs it. But I'm going to do more of this later on if I need it for the lamb. And then I've also got some carrot here. I've got here a leek, just using half a leek. So I'm going to cut off the top bit here. I'm going to take off the root end. Get rid of those. And I'll probably take off the outside bit here. And then I'm just going to give it a wash. Got a bowl of water here because leeks can be full of soil. So you just want to make sure it's nice and clean. There's no soil there. It looks all right. And then I would just cut it like this. Leeks give a really nice flavour, and I think if you can add a bit of leek to it, it really just cheers it up a bit. And also visually, leeks are quite nice to see. But I think they would have done it with whatever they had. This is the swede, or the turnip. This is a turnip in Scotland, and quite a well-known looking thing for haggis, neeps and tatties. So this would be one. And often actually this is something that is given to sheep as food, and all you do with this is cut. I don't need much of this one because I've already got some cut, so I'm just going to cut a slice like this. Oops. And then I'm going to just trim off it's very funny because when I was a child, we used to cut these up and hollow them out for Guy Fawkes, for bonfire night. So now children, because Halloween and pumpkins have sort of arrived from America, they tend to use pumpkins, and pumpkins are so easy to do. These were a nightmare. They were hard and difficult, and it would keep you all day doing it. And then you'd put a candle in it and the whole place reeked. It's not a very nice smell at all. But that's what we used to use. So cut these into cubes. Okay. So that's your veg already. There, like that. And then we've got so we'll give that a stir. Haggis, for example. Haggis was for both rich and poor. You know, that they both had a form of it. Now, it might have been that you'd think that because of what's in a haggis, which is, you know, the sort of entrails really, that it wouldn't have been of much interest to the rich, but they did have it. They did eat it. So I think, you know, there were some foods that how they were made might have changed slightly. So they would have, you know, if they were rich, they had more meat in it, they might have had better meat in it, and it would have looked quite different to something that they might have had in a poor man's house, where they would have probably, you know, had more of the, you know, more vegetables or whatever they had around them, you know, and ways of filling up. So the barley, which was cheap, they might have had more barley in it because it would have filled them up better. So I think it sort of depends, you know, where they are on the social scale and the different styles that they would have done to it. See that that's all bubbling away. So I can leave that to cook for about 3 hours or so. The other thing before we leave it is just to add a little bit of salt and pepper. So mix that in, and I'll do a final skim. So we just add some kale. So I'm going to add a bit more of the parsley to that. Just to give it a little more greenery, and then we'll have some that's going on the dish. And I think the kale actually really lifts it, doesn't it? It just sort of makes it a little bit, and then a bit of chopped parsley on the top. Now you look at that and you think that is going to do you good, don't you? That's what you think. You look at it and think, that's going to do me good. That's going to be a good supper dish.